Shylily received a 3-day ban from Twitch. This follows a pattern of VTuber bans that we've seen throughout the past few months. What was the reason? Well, they didn't tell her. Why didn't they tell her? To answer that, just look at Shylily's reaction.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I don't know if I have been showing too many spicy fan arts. Is it an angle I've used? A panty shot that happened in the art chat? A hand motion I did in the art chat that looked sassy? Is it my bikini outfit? So maybe it's something as that. Maybe it's me? Am I tits too big?
Okay, so Shylily is speculating about the ban, unsure what exactly triggered it. Because her content is geared toward an adult audience, multiple things could have resulted in a ban. That's why they didn't tell Shylily why she got banned. They want her to stop towing the line and reduce the adult nature of her content. Because she doesn't know what caused the ban, she'll be encouraged to tone down multiple aspects of her content. If she doesn't tone those down, she risks more action against her account.
If you don't know why you got banned, it will be pretty difficult to avoid the next ban in the future.
Alright, so why do I think Shylily was banned? I came to the same conclusion that she did. The most likely cause is the camera angles in VR chat. Twitch terms of service state that you're not allowed to focus the camera on certain areas of the body during a stream, although they are supposed to allow leeway for transitions. That said, if you're, say, putting your character's butt against the camera and pretending to fart, that doesn't really qualify as a transition. The terms of service also state that you're not supposed to gesture towards certain areas, and unfortunately things like the pear clip from Twitter do kind of fall into that category, although Shylily stated that this tweet was just a joke. One of the things that Shylily speculated about was her speech. I think that's unlikely to be the cause of the ban because nowhere in the community guidelines does it state that there is a limit on lewd jokes. You're not allowed to perform verbal acts with chat or do lewd ASMR, but raunchy humor shouldn't be cause for a ban. So, do I think these bans we've seen floating around are unjustified? Well, unfortunately not, because in every case that was explained, there was a valid reason for the ban. For instance, Milky broke terms of service by including a direct link on her page to explicit content. When it comes to streamers like Shylily and Numi, who also received a 3-day ban a couple months ago, they're definitely within acceptable limits according to community guidelines, but they do tend to push those limits at times. They probably stepped over the line somewhere with their content at some point. The moderators went through those streams with a fine-tooth comb, and Twitch used that as an opportunity to try and make them tone it down instead of focusing on that one misstep. That is definitely a scummy move. These streamers deserve transparency so that they can correct their misstep and move forward with their content feeling secure. The anxiety Twitch is causing streamers by not telling them the cause of their bans is not acceptable and creates a toxic workplace environment.
It's a scary thing. It's scary because from one day to another, even though everything was fine, life was good, your not just career, your life, you build your life around this.
As Shylily said, this is their full-time job, and having this uncertainty creates instability in their income. As viewers, we should encourage Twitch to be more clear about when streamers overstep, and I see a lot of you doing that already. Leave a like if you think Twitch should be more transparent when they ban someone. So, what about the idea that Twitch is targeting VTubers more than IRL streamers? Is this really the case? Shylily speculated that perhaps VTubers are being targeted more because they are drawn characters even if their content is clearly marked 18+. Unfortunately, I don't have access to enough data to confirm or deny that Twitch is targeting VTubers at a higher rate than IRL streamers. High-profile, real-life streamers also receive bans, but only Twitch has the data where I could determine a ratio to find bias. Something good to keep in mind is that there are millions more IRL streamers than VTubers on the platform. So let's not fall for the base rate fallacy. Even if the same number of VTubers and IRL streamers get banned, that would represent a strong bias against VTubers because there are way less VTubers on the platform. it would mean that VTubers got banned at a higher rate. But again, unfortunately, we simply don't have access to this data. All we see are the high-profile cases on Twitter, but a handful of large streamers receiving bans tells us nothing about the true rate of action against VTubers as compared to real-life streamers. There could also be other factors at play, such as a higher percentage of VTubers creating lewd content, which would lead to a higher rate of VTuber bans without there being a bias. We may also find a bias only when we look at data by age or gender. You get the point now. Without the data, there's nothing that can be inferred from a few case studies. Whether or not you choose to give Twitch the benefit of the doubt is up to you, but it's incorrect to assume that Twitch must have a bias without first having access to the information required to come to that conclusion. So, is Twitch targeting VTubers? We simply don't know. If you enjoy VTubers, I have a Discord you can join. Thank you for watching, and check out my other videos for more VTuber analysis.